What's up, crypto friends? In today's video, I want to talk about how there's going to be a huge fake out coming for Bitcoin in the coming weeks. Let's talk about it right here, right now. Everybody right now is extremely bearish, right? Meaning that everybody thinks Bitcoin is going to go lower, which is, I guess, normal, right? And that is a possibility. But the market does not reward the many, all right? It rewards the few. I've always talked about this. But frankly, I'm neither bullish nor bearish, if that makes sense. Let me explain why. So, there's two extremes to both ends, right? I believe that a lot of people right now either think this is the bottom and we're going to continue to make higher highs, which is a total possibility, right? But at the same time, people think that we're just going to go straight down from here. And I don't think that's going to be the case for either or. Overall, I guess you can say I'm still bearish, right? Because the trend still technically does point downwards, right? We haven't been able to get above this line right here the past couple of times. But at the same time, we're struggling to make lower lows. And in fact, if you look at the RSI, right, we're printing a bullish divergence, right? Meaning that the RSI right here is a lot higher here than it was back here, even though the price is lower. And so a lot of times that does signify a reversal pattern, meaning we're going to go up, right? That's already happened a few times in the past. So again, this is more based on a prediction of mine. And here's what I suspect in the coming weeks could possibly happen for Bitcoin. We're going to probably see a huge reaction, a bullish reaction in the coming days, because people are going to be a little anxious. You know, a lot of people are going to say, well, this could be the bottom. We're going to probably go higher. And so I think that a lot of people are going to start buying in here. And eventually this is going to trap a lot of people into thinking we're going to start making higher highs. But in reality, I personally believe that Bitcoin is going to try to attempt a few breakouts past this bear trend. And then eventually we're going to end up seeing a lower low. And so I think that during the month of November, it is going to be relatively bullish for altcoins all around. I think that altcoins are going to do really phenomenal. So if you're holding altcoins or you're thinking about trading altcoins, I think this could be a good time to maybe trade altcoins, right? Not to necessarily hold them, but to rather trade them. If you guys saw my video from yesterday, I talked about the three most bullish altcoins that I currently see, which is of course Tron, Gokos, and ZRX, right? So those are the ones that I'm currently looking at. Of course, there's going to be a lot more that are going to perform really well, but those are the ones that I'm personally just looking at as well. So anyways, so I do think that in the coming month of November, it is going to be relatively pretty bullish for altcoins. And I think that they're going to perform really well, simply for the fact that Bitcoin is going to bounce and we're going to see a fake out. Now you're probably saying, well, why am I saying fake out? Why am I not bullish, right? Why am I not just going to say that Bitcoin is going to begin to uptrend from here? Well, the reason I'm still pretty bearish in the long term of things is because if you look at first of all, the exponential moving averages, right now, we're still way below the 200 exponential moving average, right? It is way down up here now. And it's going to take a lot of buy volume for Bitcoin to try to get above that, right? For us to get above this exponential moving average in this bear trend. And on top of that, looks like my camera just froze, guys. I'm so sorry. But let me just get to my point here really quickly. But on the weekly channel, right? If you look at Bitcoin from the weekly perspective, look at those EMAs, guys. They're getting ready to cross towards the downside. And like I mentioned before in previous videos, right? So let me pull up Bitstamp really quickly. Never did we in the past ever go below those exponential moving average. Not a single time. And if we did, we quickly shot right back above. This time around, we've already had 5 weekly closes below those exponential moving averages, and they're getting ready to close or make a bear cross, as you call it, right? The death cross, the bear cross. And so I do think that once we get that bear cross, we're very likely going to end up seeing a lower low towards possibly 6,000, 6,500 or so, or even lower towards $5,000. All right, I'm back. If you are holding altcoins during this time period, right, where I think that Bitcoin is going to perform that bounce, or I should say fake out, I think that they're going to do really, really well, right? So I do think overall November is going to be a pretty bullish month for altcoins and even Bitcoin for that matter, right? I do think that Bitcoin could end up bouncing back towards its previous range of like 10% or so. But in the long term of things, I don't think that Bitcoin has bottomed out just yet, just based on the signs that we are below those exponential moving averages on the daily as well, right? Like I mentioned before, previously when Bitcoin was uptrending, never did we ever get below the 200 exponential moving average or the 140 exponential moving average. But now we're pretty much well below them right now. So that is why I still think that we are in a bearish, trend overall. And as long as we're below them and we're below this trend, I do think that Bitcoin could end up making lower lows. How low, I can't say for exactly, right? Emails don't tell me how low something can go, but I can only predict. And as right now, my personal prediction is that we could see lows of around 6,400 to even possibly, again, total guess, possibly even $5,500. It is a possibility, right? And as I always say, right, it's always best to trade with the trend long term, but there is opportunities in between to make money. And I do think that as long as Bitcoin does see that bounce, I do think altcoins like Cocos, right, could do really, really, really well, right? And I do think that, like I said before, altcoins are going to be the top performers in the coming weeks or so. Like I said, also Tron, ZRX, Tron. Look at that. Just from yesterday's video, Tron is already up over 7%, guys. So I do think that already, we're seeing huge reactions across the board with a lot of these altcoins, and I do think they're going to perform really, really well. So this isn't an advertisement for altcoins, but rather just my personal overall outlook, in the markets. So while altcoins are going to do well, I do think that Bitcoin is going to see that false breakouts. But once we start getting close towards that bear trend, right? Once Bitcoin starts touching close to around it, I will possibly be taking profits all around on my altcoins, and I will be looking to possibly short the market or even just stay flat, right? Just fiats until we either get a confirmation of a full breakouts or we end up seeing some lower lows towards the downside. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree or do you guys disagree with my my predicament? Do you think that Bitcoin is getting ready to finally go up towards, break out towards higher highs, right? Towards 16,000, 17,000, or even 20,000? Or do you think that this is a fake out and we are going to see some lower lows, right? I want to hear your opinions. Don't base your technical analysis or your opinions just based on what I say, right? Just look at it for yourself. Like, what do you think is going on? All right. Let me know in the description below because I really want to hear your thoughts. And of course, like always, I'll see you on the next one.